So within the next 10 minutes, I want to break down how implementing this one tool made us $126,000 in new cash last month. So I want to give you number one, what it is, how I use it, and exactly how you can follow through and copy exactly what I've put in place to double our show rate and ultimately double the amount of clients that we closed last month, and how we're going to continue to do so moving forward in 2025. Now, just for a little bit of context, if you don't know who I am and what I do, I've documented, if you scroll down on my YouTube, everything from A to Z to when I dropped out of high school and started my agency, all the way up to now when we have over 100 active clients. We're currently doing over $200,000 in monthly recurring revenue every single month. So that being said, let's dive in. Now, number one, why is show rate important? I have to go through this for the people that are like, well, I just need more leads. Like, show rate is one of the leading indicators that it can literally take you a couple of hours to fix, and it can be one of the highest leverage things you can do, and here's why. So there's four main metrics that contribute towards closing clients, right? You've got generating leads, people that you can actually close, booking the appointments, converting the leads you generate from the acquisition source into an appointment, right? You can DM somebody, you can get them to engage, that's you generating a lead, or you running a paid ad and getting their contact information, but then it's a different story to get them to book the appointment. Then, another different story is getting them to actually show. And there's a cool statistic that shows the colder the acquisition channel, the lower your show rate is going to be. So if we think on like the far end of the spectrum, the coldest source of acquisition that you can do is probably going to be a cold email or a cold call. And the warmest source of acquisition is going to be a referral. A referral is going to be way more likely to show, regardless of how dialed in your follow-up processes are, purely on the basis that they already know, like, and trust you. Somebody who you cold call or you cold email doesn't know you, doesn't like you, doesn't trust you, doesn't fucking care about you, right? And then you've got paid ads, which is kind of like that happy medium, right? But nonetheless, regardless of what acquisition channels you're using, which I assume, if you're an agency owner that's not reliant on referrals, which I don't think I know any that actually are, show rate is a big problem in the industry, and I'll explain why. And then obviously you've got closing appointments, which is convincing people that showed to buy your shit. So I'll give you a prime example of why show rate is so important and why it's overlooked. So say you generate 100 leads in a month, right? Whether you do it through email, we're going to do this case. Let's say, for example, you're running paid ads for your offer and you generate 100 leads. Now, out of those 100 leads, let's say 50% of them actually book a call with you, a sales call. So 50 of them book a call, and then you have a 50% show rate. Meaning 25 of them show, and yeah, you're okay at closing, you're following a one-call process, so the close rate's naturally going to be a little bit lower. You're going to close 2 to 3 deals. Now, if we go on the other side of the spectrum, let's say you have processes and systems in place to increase show rate, then you generate the same amount of leads, you book the same amount of appointments, but say your show rate is 30% higher, you're then going to have 15 more sales calls booked on the calendar, and you can close at the exact same rate, and you immediately 4x the amount of deals that you close, right? So show rate is a metric that can literally take you a few hours to fix, but people put it off because they don't think it's important. And this is why I truly believe that increasing show rate is one of the highest leverage things that you can do to drive more sales for your business and for your client's business. Because you don't need to put anything else in. You just squeeze more out of what you're already putting in. So if you're spending like $100 a day on paid ads, you could be making more out of that money if you just increased your show rate as opposed to spending more money. And if you do both, great, you're going to have ultimate leverage, right? Now, in terms of how this helped my agency, from the statistics that we had last month, we generated 230 leads, right? Now, if we didn't implement this, our averages were a 60% intro show rate, 70% demo show rate. We have a 2-call process. We have an intro with a setter and then a demo with a closer. Now, if we had a 60% show rate to the intro and a 70% demo show rate, we would have closed 20 clients. Nothing changed. Close rate stayed the same, lead flow stayed the same. The only difference was our intro show rate went up to 75% and our demo show rate went up to 89%. So instead of us closing 20 clients, we closed an additional 12 clients. We closed 32 clients in the month, right? So the impact of that is we closed 12 more clients with the same lead volume, which ultimately means we had a 60% increase in closed deals just by fixing our show rate. So you're probably thinking like, cool, Cameron, that's fucking cool, but tell me what the hell you did to fix this. Now, the tool that I used is called BlueSend. And basically what they do is they allow you to send blue texts as if you're messaging someone from your personal iPhone, but it's from your CRM directly. Now, the way that that increases show rate is because, number one, if somebody blue texts you, it has a way higher seen rate because it pretty much shows that you're messaging them from your personal iPhone. No CRM has that functionality right now unless you install this plugin. The second thing is it increases your response rate. because it also allows you to send cool shit. Like you can send videos, you can send AI voice notes, and I'm going to be running through that entire process now. But before we do that, I actually had the opportunity to get on a call with the founder of this tool who ran us through how he's using this in his own company and the amount of people that he's actually using this with. And you'd be surprised that this tool is kind of swept under the rug. Like, barely anybody is using it right now, and the people that are using it are getting ahead. And the founder even let me know that he literally had a sales call with Alex Hermosi's team at acquisition.com because they're planning on using this tool too. So check this out. So Alex, hello my friend, how you doing?
I'm good, Cam. How are you?
I'm good. So obviously, if you want to give yourself a formal introduction for the people that don't know who you are.
Yeah, of course. My name is Alex Luis, and I am the co-founder and COO of SendBlue.
Do you want to give us a quick rundown? Because I know a lot of people probably haven't heard of it. They've heard of like blue texting can help with short rates, like high level, but they don't actually know the impact it can have and how to implement that without having to manually text people. So give us a rundown.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, essentially what we do is we allow you to text all of your leads with iMessage directly from your CRM. Our most common CRM by far is definitely Go High Level, and we can implement that directly into the automation builder, right? And so what that allows you to do is use really rich media. So you can send high quality videos, we can send voice memos, AI voice memos, and then of course iMessage, so the blue bubble, directly to all of your leads. And that builds a lot of trust. It helps with show rates, and response rates as well.
Nice. Do you show us an example of what you've seen be possible? Because I know you're working with big names in the space that it's helping massively their show rates. So as it has with ours, give us a rundown of like if there's any examples of how you've used this and how you've seen it be impactful.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I can just pull up our workflow right now, all confirmations, because when we first started out, we weren't even efficiently using our own product. And then we realized, like, essentially, there's really two reasons why leads don't show up to calls. Of course, you have like, your classic, or three, I should say. But the first reason I don't think is as relevant in the world of automations that we have now, which is like the lead forgot about the call. When it's so easy to kind of bombard a lead with, text messages, and emails, like they obviously know that they have a call coming up. It's more so, one, are they feeling the pain point strong enough to dedicate, 30 minutes or an hour to an actual call with you? Or two, they have an objection that you haven't yet fully addressed that's overbearing their desire to actually come on the call. So what we've realized is that through iMessage and through like a human and personal connection, you can pretty much address these two kind of issues before the call, as opposed to just saying like, hey, your call is in an hour. You should be trying to really build up that rapport and kind of come at those two, those objections that you commonly get on your sales calls. So what we realized was the common objection that we're getting is, one, people haven't heard of us. Obviously, we're a startup. We've only been around for about a year and a half now. And then the other one is they don't necessarily know how it looks like integrated within their CRM, and they think it's like a complete hassle, maybe like a fully separate platform. Well, in reality, it's just as simple as signing into their CRM and then boom, they have iMessage directly in there. So I can share my screen and walk through how we kind of want to address that.
Awesome, man. Let's rock and roll. Let's see how you're using it. Because I know when I booked a call with you guys, I saw the tag and I never read confirmations. And then I got a voice note and I got a video and I was like, holy shit, this is cool. I'm bought in.
Exactly, yeah. And so we've actually updated that and we've gone even like a whole other level now.
Oh, wow.
After you actually confirm a call with us, we wait basically an hour before the call. And then depending on who the closer is, right, who's going to be taking the sales call, we have a custom video that's sent from me, basically introducing who that person is, their expertise in, working with text messaging and all of that to try and help build rapport and build that authority, right? Which is something that I think is pretty essential for a startup. And then we go even a level further, right? And we look at, okay, cool, what CRM did the lead say that they use, right? And so if they're using Go High Level, for instance, we say, hey, we're going to drop you a quick video And then we actually dropped them a demo showing how easy it is to integrate directly within,
Mm,
go high level with iMessage, and then what are some of the possibilities like this workflow right here, right?
yeah.
And then of course it's always essential to kind of send a Zoom link as well. So we'll end it off by saying I'll see you in the Zoom in a few minutes, and then we'll drop the link here. And by the way, quick tip: always end the text or send in a separate text the meeting link, because on iPhones, if you do that, it'll embed it and make that nice and pretty thumbnail.
Mm. So just to be clear, like based on the opt-in information that you're getting on the front end, you're using if else statements to customize the videos and the voice notes that you're sending. And have you seen that since you implemented that? I mean, what is your show rate? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I think when we first started, we were having a no-show rate of like 30% of leads, so our show rate was like 70, and now it's like 90% show rate or something like that.
Shit.
So yeah, pretty instantly
It's
provided
a
a lot of
no-brainer.
value.
If you're running a high ticket offer, it's a no-brainer.
Every single one of our clients has seen an improvement in show rate, without a doubt.
Yeah. Cool, man.
And we're fully month to month. So if they didn't, they would, they would obviously leave, but our churn rate is super, super low.
And is there any, so for the people looking in, so they can embed like customized voice notes with names, videos, they can use if else statements based on that. Now, what about if somebody signs up and they're not using an iPhone? How does that work?
Yeah, well, you're still covered with us. We'll just fall back to regular SMS.
Got you. And then that being said, like, is there, for people that are considering using this to help with their show rate, is there any other things that you would give them in terms of advice and guidance to get that extra like 2, 3, 4% on the show rate that you've seen have a big impact?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's so much stuff, I think, even with just generic SMS that I don't see implemented. One is sending a double text when you first reach out to a lead. Like we see so often, people just send like one giant like SMS text, and people don't read that. They immediately report as junk and they kind of move on. And you really have a lot of rapport with your leads. And so to do that, you need to be conversational and build a connection. And doing that is going to also help and remind your leads about your appointment that's coming up. So sending a double text when you first reach out to a lead looks very, very conversational. And then also waiting. Don't send a text like immediately after they like book a call. Wait like 3 to 7 minutes is the ideal time frame.
Okay, so now you've got to gauge it, how this can help you, what's actually possible with this tool. What I want to do now is I want to run you through my exact setup, and you can actually just copy me if you really want to. So that being said, 2 main things you're going to need. I'm just pulling up our school community here. And first thing, if you want to sign up, this won't just be in the community, I'll go ahead and link this below. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the snapshot that I've directly put inside of the community that I could just plug and play into my agency. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go directly into our community. I'm going to pull up the snapshot that I've gone ahead and linked here. And then once you've gone ahead and loaded up that snapshot, which again, if you're in the community, you'll have access to. If not, I'm going to run you through it here nonetheless, and you can just copy it if you really want to. You're going to have access to 3 main automations. Now, the 3 automations are, number 1, when a new lead signs up, what you're actually going to send them. Because what we've done is we've just changed the BlueSend number to be our main provider. Meaning whenever somebody opts in, when we follow up with somebody, when we run a reactivation, all of it goes through as a blue text, which has drastically increased our pickup rate. And then we can also use it to send out voice notes and things like that, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So first piece of the puzzle here is whenever a new lead signs up. Now, we found that we actually leveraged ChatGPT in our automations as well, and it has had a significant impact on our response rate. So first thing we do as soon as somebody signs up is we're actually pulling their location and we're scanning to find the closest competitor to them, and we're using that in our response, which has had a significant increase in our pickup rate and our response rate, as well as using BlueSend. So then you can see here we use the send iMessage function, which again, if you just plug and play the automation, you can pull it in. We send a super quick text. What's going on name? It's name from agency. And then we wait 0.3 minutes, which comes out to around 9 seconds. Now, the reason that we use these wait steps is because what we don't want to do is we don't want to send normal automated text like everybody else, which is paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. This is supposed to seem like I've gone in and manually typed this out. So then 9 seconds after that, I go ahead and use their competitor within the response. You free for a quick call soon? I wanted to chat with you about competitor and see if what we do is a fit based on what you guys offer. This is our highest response rate message that we've seen to be most effective. Then we wait 1 day, and obviously our setter is going to go in and call. And then we ask them, you guys have the capacity to see more clients, right? We start out with we've also found that this is a really high response rate text. And again, these are the leads that haven't booked an appointment yet, which we're trying to nurture to get on the phone with. Then we wait 1 day and disregard the fact that this doesn't say iMessage, it's the exact same thing. Because we've changed Bluesend to be our main default provider, every single message that we send is going to come from that number directly, which means it's not going to have any discrepancies. Then we go, John, I'm waiting for your response to my previous text. I need to select a roofer in your area and I want to make sure that we can lock you in. If I don't hear back, we will have to pass it on to another roofer in your area. Again, urgency, scarcity, and then we wait 1 day and then we move them to a stage called short-term nurture. This is where we go in and we nurture the leads from day 3 to day 7. So it's just more nurture messages. But these are like the core fundamentals that you're going to need in order to nurture a new lead that's coming in and how to use it effectively with Bluesend. Now, that being said, we're not squeezing the juice here. You can use this in a lot of creative ways, and we've already started doing this in the intro and demo reminders I'm going to show you in a moment. But before I do that, one of the biggest levers that we're pulling is if I go ahead and pull up the Bluesend CRM dashboard here, you'll be able to see that our setter is able to send voice notes, videos. So prime example here, if I'm going in and reaching out to this lead, I might go, hey Marl, what's going on? Just wanted to touch base with you and get a call penned in. Let me know if you're available today. I know it's a Sunday and you might be pretty busy, but let me know. And as simple as that, I've just gone ahead and sent a blue voice note to this lead. If we listen. Hey Marl, what's going on? Just wanted to touch base with you and get a call penned in. Let me know if you're available today. I know it's a Sunday and you might be pretty busy, but let me know. So that immediately is going to increase our pickup rate because you can only send a voice note if you're actually texting from an iPhone. And that's the cool thing about this tool, right? They've basically got like 10,000 fucking iPhones in one place that helps with pickup rate, and you can just leverage that in order to get ahead of any competition when it comes to reaching out to leads. So that being said, moving on to the second automation. Now, you only need one of these if you have a 1-call process. I'm going to break down if you have a 2-call, but you only need to use one. Now, for us, we have a 2-call process. So this is where things get pretty fancy. Lead books an appointment. Obviously, the trigger here is going to be when somebody books a call with you. We're going to wait 30 seconds. We're going to remove them from all workflows. And we actually get ChatGPT here to come in and simplify the date and time. The reason we do this is because if you do this within high level, it'll say like appointment date and time, Saturday, 14th of Jan 2025. We want it to sound as natural as possible. So I get ChatGPT to pull in the appointment start date, the appointment time zone, and I tell it, keep this very simple. It should say tomorrow at 2 p.m., today at 1 p.m. And then we go ahead and use that response in the first text we send. Again, we want it to seem super natural. This is coming from an iPhone text. And we want every single message we send to literally sound like I've manually typed it out. So we go, hey John, just double checking today at 1 p.m. is the best time to give you a call, right? So it's basically using the ChatGPT response within my message. Then we're going to wait 52 minutes for a response. If they don't reply, we're going to go ahead and say, bumping my message, is this correct? We're then going to follow up again. And after 12 hours, we're then going to follow up again. And if they don't respond, we're going to go ahead and wait 2 days before and go ahead and fire out automations nonetheless. Now, quick note here, you don't want people booking an initial call more than 2 days out. So if you have the option to leave your availability to no more than 48 hours out, do it. We do this and it's been a game changer for show rate too. And if somebody confirms with us, what we do is we move them to a new pipeline stage called call confirmed. And we go ahead and say, awesome, look forward to connecting with you. The reason we do this is because we want to be able to segment and differentiate the people that have requested a call time and the people that have confirmed a call time. So then the people that have requested, if we've got a lot of volume, we know that we can mark that as free on the calendar and we can actually double book over that appointment time. Then what we're actually going to do in this automation again is we're going to find the client's competitor again using this prompt with ChatGPT. We're going to wait 1 day before and we're going to send the following text. Creative with the way that you use ChatGPT in these automations. Prime example for us is we use the following. Hey John, competitor is probably your biggest competitor, right? And they always, and nearly every single time they respond with yes. And then we can respond with like, got it. I've got some details I want to share with you on the call. Again, if somebody DM'd you and mentioned your competitor, what is the likelihood of you showing up on the call? It's going to be significantly higher. And this is why we use it. Then we wait 2 hours 30 before. We're going to be checking to see, is this person on an iPhone or an Android. Because the thing about this is you can actually segment the type of messages that you send, because if we send a voice note to somebody on Android, it's not going to send. It's just going to come up as something fucked up. So here we're going to segment and say, if it is true that they are on an iPhone, we're then going to use 11 Labs to send out a custom voice note to the lead. So in this case, we're saying, hey name, it's setter name. I'll give you a call in an hour and I look forward to chatting with you, okay? And then we just simply send that as an iMessage. So just to show you what this actually sounds like, we've gone ahead and added every person from our sales team's voice to 11 Labs so we can go ahead and send out custom voice notes and custom videos. So a prime example of this is the following. We have a setter called Andre, and this is what it sounds like when he goes ahead and sends that voice note, which is purely made through AI.
Hey Eileen, it's Andre. I'll give you a call in an hour and look forward to chatting.
This, you don't know what he sounds like, but this is literally him. So another example here, let me pull this up.
Hey Denise, it's Andre. I'll give you a call in an hour and look forward to chatting.
And the cool thing is here, you can literally get this to say whatever the hell you want it to say. So like if I click use voice here, and I want it to say like, hey, and the thing is like obviously within Go High Level, you can add custom values. So you can add their company name, you can say like, hey, I saw you guys were in City, and that's been really responsive for us in the past. The capabilities of this are pretty limitless, and you should be testing things all the time as we are to see what's going to help you maximize and optimize your show rate. And then the final thing is 10 minutes before, we literally just send them a quick text saying, hey, it's Setter, just sat down at my desk, so I'll give you a call in 10. So this is what we've found to get us the best response rate when it comes to intro calls. Now moving into the demo call, this is where things get really spicy. So immediately somebody books, obviously the trigger here is going to be somebody booked a demo call with you. We're going to move them to the demo call booked. We're going to, again, simplify the date and time and see if they're on an iPhone. Then we're going to see, was this booked by the setter or the closer? Because the way that we do this is going to be a little bit different. So say, for example, the closer takes the intro and the demo. We don't want to make a connection between the setter and the closer. But if the setter books it with the closer, we can actually make an iMessage group chat, which seems super authentic, that nobody's going to know is actually through automation. So prime example here, if the closer books the demo, all we're going to do is go, hey John, I booked us in for XYZ date and time. If you can do me a favor and make sure you're on a computer, when I share my screen, you'll be able to see everything clearly. Here's the appointment link, okay? And then we just follow a generic follow-up text flow. Now, if somebody is on an iPhone and the setter books a demo, what we can actually do is create an iMessage group chat. So you can see here what we've done is we've added the setter and the user, which is the assigned user, which is going to be the closer, in a group chat on iMessage. So it looks super authentic, as if the setter has gone in and created a group chat on iMessage and connected them together and gone, hey John, it's setter, we just spoke on the phone. Then we're going to hand the lead to the closer and explain. I wanted to throw you in a group chat with closer who you'll be taking the call with. Let me know how it goes, and we're excited to make it happen. And I want to give a huge shout out here to Edvin, who I collaborated with on this when he shared something similar to what he was doing. Then we wait 5 minutes, and then the closer is then going to text. So see here how these here were going from test@test.com. That's like the setter's email. And then all you need to do is under sender is just go ahead and change this to the closer's email. And it's going to alternate to a different phone number in that group chat to basically show that the closer has seen the message, that the setter has connected them, and then we go, hey John, great to connect with you, looking forward to the call, talk soon. So super authentic, and they're actually going to be messaging from 2 separate numbers. And then all we do here is the closer's then texting a day before, chat to you tomorrow, then 1 hour before, looking forward to our call, then 5 minutes before the call, jumping on the call now, here's the link again. And again, you can embed ChatGPT, you can use voice notes, you can use videos. We've just found we're trying to keep it really simplistic at the moment, and this has really helped optimize our show rate. So again, if you want access to these, you can literally just copy everything, or you can join our community and you can get the snapshot as shown in here. There'll also be a link below this video to join SendBlue. And again, I wouldn't affiliate or push something that I didn't truly believe in. So I hope this was valuable, and let me know if you want more videos like this.